Hello. Okay, so just a little update. This will be at the beginning of both the first vlog and what is now going to be the second vlog. So this is future Mila, okay, before we start the first vlog. So I initially wanted to do, like, how do I explain this? I wanted to do a vlog where I read a bunch of my TBR books, right? Whether it's my ARCs, whether it's my book club books and stuff like that, and then I would post a vlog, and these vlogs would be longer. For when I was reading Breath of the Dragon by Fonda, which is the book that you're going to be seeing me talk about, I realized that that alone is very long. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it a series. So welcome to the first episode of catching up on my reading goals. So the first episode, I'm going to be reading Breath of the Dragon by Fonda, which I think I'm gonna put this clip after I spin. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, because I realized that if I was going to include Dawn and Aicho, which is what I'm reading now, for the second, okay, I realized that if I include the books that I'm reading right now for the next set of books that I'm reading, like, so now it's gonna be the second episode, I would have like 3-hour long videos, and no one watches like my videos that are over 20 minutes long. So I gotta cut down on time. I gotta be more efficient, which is why I had the whole 25%, 50%, 75% thing. Like, I had that, but let me just double check how long this vlog is sitting at right now. I even titled it, before I decided to do a video explaining, I even titled it catching up on my reading vlog. So this right now is sitting at 51 minutes, and I don't think I'm going to end up, I think that's it. I'm gonna insert this clip, and that's it, right? Let me select that. No, it's not gonna let me select that. Okay, whatever. So basically, welcome to the first episode of the catching up on my reading vlogs. On my reading goal vlog, we're going to be reading a book. We're going to be reading Breath of the Dragon by Fonda, which was the February book club pick. So it was long overdue. I'm not going to spoil what I'm reading for the next episode. You will see it when you see it, and I'll let you go now because I don't want this to be incredibly long, but the hair has finally calmed down. When I took my braids out, the hair was ridiculous, which is why I put it back, especially like the front pieces. It was ridiculous. So now it looks fine. Yeah, that's all I've got to say to you. I know that's a very long-winded explanation, but I hope that makes sense. So this is the first episode of the catching up on my reading goals vlog, and it'll probably go into the new year, I think, just so that I have content to post. So obviously the more time-sensitive stuff, like 2026 Museum Society book club announcements, are going to be coming soon, but other stuff will come in the new year when I feel it should come. So yeah, welcome to the first episode, as I've said 5 bajillion times already. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, peace out. Happy reading! Hello everyone, welcome to another vlog. I don't do these type of vlogs because I don't like the pressure, but we need to lock in before the year ends. I set myself a goal of 1 book on Goodreads, which I've beat, obviously, and then I believe it was 25 books on Storygraph, and then I made a deal with my brother where if I read 75 books before the end of the year, he gets me something. If he reads 100 books by the end of the year, I get him an embosser or either stamp, something like that. I don't think we've fully decided. I've extended his deal, his end, to his birthday, which is in February. It's on February 5th. My deal still is till December 31st. And we're going to lock the hell in. And I'm going to list off the books that I want to read. I have 20. Okay. As of right now, I have 20 books to read to hit my goal because I've read 55. But I am reading The Will of the Many, so that's 1 down, so 19. I am going to read The Strength of the Few, so 18. And then I'm going to read Dawn of the Firebird. So technically, I only have 17 books to really read, right? So if we're going to, they're not even on the list that I made. But basically, this is a rundown of the books that I want to read. And a majority of these are the book club picks that I haven't read at all. So, yeah. There is one book club pick that I will not be reading, and that is Catapacis. And I think I've figured it out. It's not that I don't like, but I don't fully vibe with Kwang's more academic, like, stuff. Does that make sense? Like, her dark academia stuff. I love the Poppy War trilogy. I also thought Yellowface was a hell of a time, you know, but I never finished Babel, and I started Catabasis, got a bit through, and then put it down. Haven't picked it up since, and honestly, I don't really want to pick it up at the moment. Maybe one day I'll get to them, but, and I know if I was in a different mindset, I think I would love Babel, and I would love Catabasis, but it's just not the moment. Also, it's 8 o'clock and pitch black outside, okay? It's depressing. I don't want to read even more depressing books, although some of these might be depressing, actually. Just a little depressing. Anyways, so why am I so ambitious about this? Because a lot of these are actually, a few of these are like YA, and some of them are like shorter books in general, like shorter even as like adult fantasy books go. So yeah, here we go. So the first, I don't know, 12, first 12, 5, 10, 11, 12. First 12 are book club picks. And then I've got 5 arcs, 3 manga / graphic novels. So the book club picks are Sargassa by Sophie something, I think. Blood of the Levant, Breath of the Dragon by Fonda Lee and Shannon Lee. Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson or something like that. Daughter of Chaos, I forget the name. Mother of Rome by J.A. Bear, I think it was, or A.J. Bear. Songs of Legend Lost, I've forgotten the name. Floating World by Axie O. The Griffin King by, Sarah Omer. I have a copy of The Griffin King, which is great. This Monster of Mine by Shalini something. The name has escaped me. A Dance of Lies. The name has also escaped me. Dawn of the Firebird by Sarah Mogulran. I did include Dawn of the Firebird. That's one of my 3 books that I'm going to read. That I am going to read. But yeah, anyways. Then we have Lightfall, the second Lightfall volume, Free Reign Volume 2, and Spike's Family Volume 2. And then we have the 5 arcs. Behind the Willows by June Her, which is her Pride and Prejudice set in Joseon Dynasty Korea. We have Agnes Obath's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. The River She Became by Emily Varga, and Arcane Inheritance by Camila Cole. And we have Aicha by Sora, I think, Sora something. The name has once again also escaped me, but you know. But yeah. So there's that. So those are the books that I want to read. I'm gonna do like a breakdown of like the pages and stuff like that, and then see how I can do this. I'm probably not going to film as many updates for this because I want to get through these books. I'm a naturally fast reader. I do want to preface this. I'm a naturally fast reader. I just haven't had the sort of brain energy to read as fast as I usually do, just because I leave when it's kind of dark. I come back when, like, it's depressing. Okay, it gets depressing at this time of year. So I'm gonna do like a breakdown of the pages and see how long it'll take me. Like a 300-page book, right, can take me 2 days, to be honest, if I really locked in. So I'm just gonna do that, and then what I'm gonna do, I think I'm going to update you 25% through, 50% through, and 75% through. And I'm gonna be like switching between books. So you're gonna, when you're watching this, you're gonna get the books in the proper sections, so to speak, I think. No, we're just gonna do it like a regular vlog. And then, yeah, we're just gonna do it as it comes because I can't do that. That's too much. I need to be able to like switch around, right? And then labeling it for each book is going to be too much brain work on me, and I'm already, using my brain up at like both jobs and everything, you know, like it's just, I'm so tired, to be honest. Breath of the Dragon. I got, I think, some of these as ARCs. I can't read them anymore because they're archived, but at least that'll knock off something too once I read these, because then I can just put my... Did I get any of these as ARCs? I got Mother of Rome as an ARC. I have the Griffin King as an ARC. Oh, that one was archived a month before the release date, which was very strange. I got a finished copy anyways. I got... Did I get Dance of Lies as an ARC? I do wanna... Oh my goodness. I do wanna lock in at least one nonfiction before the end of the year, but... Yeah, Dance of Lies I got as an ARC as well. Dawn of the Firebird I got as an ARC, and obviously the other ARC, so that'll knock out a few ARCs for me, which is fantastic because I need to pull myself together and catch up with my NetGalley ARCs. I can't do those videos. I did it like once. I can't do it again. Like, it's just so difficult on me in every way because I'm just like so busy doing other things. I don't always have time to read every second of the day, right? So like it's just so difficult to like focus on solely ARCs because I want to read all these new releases or I want to read books from my shelf and stuff like that. It's just so difficult. It's so difficult. Ugh. Anyways, I have a feeling some of these I just might straight up DNF, or not DNF. I think I might like not like some of these based on what I remember reading of it as an ARC. Like, I'm very, very side-eye towards like ancient Greek stuff, like ancient Greek retellings or whatever. Ancient Rome retellings, not so much ancient Rome, but more so ancient Greek. Anything that has inspiration. Inspiration, I'm less so harsh on, but if it's like a retelling, I'm just like, you know, like side-eyeing it. The only exception to that is Percy Jackson, but that's not a retelling. That's inspiration, but that's still sort of the only exception. So I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy Daughter of Chaos and Mother of Rome because I don't fully vibe with Rome, even though I'm literally in my degree. But Songs of Legends Lost. I'm really excited for Song of Legends Lost. I've heard really good things, and that cover is so sick, and so is the sequel's cover. It's a trilogy, if I remember correctly. Song of Legends. Also, fun fact about me, I don't watch TV very often, right? If I'm watching anything, it's probably doom scrolling on TikTok, but I don't watch TV very often, and my mom and I watched the first 2 seasons. Well, she joined me during the second season. During the first season, like the latter half of the first season, but we watched through, what's it called? Only Murders in the Building, and that was fun. And then we watched season 2, and then I started watching season 3, and then it kind of got just meh. It's still a good show, but for me, I sort of lost interest in it. I can't exactly pinpoint to you why, but it was interesting, but I was just like, you know. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so with that being said, I finished Clash of Kings a few days ago, and I finally posted my vlog for it, which has been in the making for a bajillion freaking years. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it a lower rating than a Game of Thrones, but still really enjoyed it, enjoyed being back in the world. I can't deny that Martin has done a lot for the fantasy genre. He's a fantastic writer. Like, I cannot deny that. The subject matter of his writings leaves much to be desired, but, you know, overall enjoyed the story and the plot and how it's progressing. I had loads of questions for my friend Mohammed, who is clearly incredibly happy that I am reading it. But yeah, so I decided that I will watch the first season of the show, and I did. And I am pleasantly surprised with how much they managed to fit in so little episodes, and also how well it was done. I really appreciated the fact that they aged up Dany, because the things that she goes through in the book are atrocious. as a 13-year-old. She's 13 in the book, which is something that I actually say in my Game of Thrones vlog when I'm reading it, because I had no idea beyond the basics, you know, that there are dragons, that there's a girl with white hair, and Sean Bean plays a character and then he inevitably dies, and that there's a dude played by whoever the Jon Snow actor is, and then there's the Robb actor. Anyways, they look really familiar. They look really similar, you know, all that stuff. So I knew very, very little, as much as perusing the internet gives you, which isn't much, to be honest, if you're not fully paying attention. But yeah, so with that being said, I was very impressed with how they did it, and they really, it was very true to the story, I think. And the actors, phenomenal acting from all of them, considering the actress of Sansa and the actress of Arya, they were clearly very young. Just phenomenal acting from both of them. They were happy for like one episode. It's so sad to me. The Starks were happy for like one episode. Catelyn, yeah, she pissed me the hell off, but what can you do? I mean, I don't know. I'm also obviously not going to update you for the manga when I'm 50% through and when I'm like 75% through, so I'll just update you when I'm finished. So yeah, also I have to put those volumes on hold at the library because those are very popular ones, and put them on hold at the library. Volume 2. And then we have the arcs behind. I keep accidentally pressing the eraser on the side of the pen, because I have a Samsung tablet and it comes with the pen, which I think I have to replace the nib for soon. I don't use this tablet as much as people would use their iPads. I still enjoy it, like it's really great, but the screen hurts my eyes a little bit sometimes. I do need to get blue light glasses, at least for up close. I wonder if my brother still has his blue light glasses. Ask. But it's a great tablet for the price, because, and the pen comes with it. And I've got this fancy Nancy case, and it's very chic, very academic, you know, just like me, clearly. Agnes, do not comment. Actually, yeah, no, you can. Mystical Cat Shelter. I cannot say Obert, because this book is set in Montreal, and in Montreal, and for those that don't know, if you've been living under a rock, which I hope you haven't, because literally one of my third video is like a French book recommendation video or something. I speak fluent French. I'm fluent in 3 languages. I speak fluent French, so I have that sort of Quebecois accent. The river she came. I'll let it go. Hello once again. I'm gonna take my hair down. It's because green makes me look too serious for my own good, you know? And I'm not a particularly, well, sometimes I'm serious, but, you know, it comes and goes. So, we are doing our trusty dusty. I don't know if I just mean the camera. I don't want the camera to be lopsided. But we're going to be doing the trusty dusty wheel of names random generator. So I'm going to put in the books, except a couple, like, for example, Spike's Family and Free Run, because I don't have copies of them yet. But Dragon of Chaos. Forget the Griffin King is going to be the easiest thing ever, because I actually have a physical copy, which is great. But I'm not going to put Dawn of the Firebird because I'm going to read it. Lightfall 2, behind the behind the willow, behind 5 willows. Oh, God, he became Inheritance, Aitra, and that's it. Okay, now we're gonna do a little thing called changing the colors, because the colors are so fugly. Okay, the colors are atrocious. They are truly atrocious. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna go to coolers. Don't worry, once I put all the stuff in, and once it spins, I'm going to like actually show you the thing. I'm not gonna, you know, not gonna lie to you. Or no, keep this pink and this teal. I like this dark spruce. colors do not really match with the like covers or anything. They're just like random nice colors that I found. So, tools, explore palettes. Yay! I guess it would make more sense to use the palettes from like the book covers, but I'm too lazy to do that. So, like Mother of Rome, I'm gonna put like red, like a very specific shade of red. You know, Floating World is like blues. I'm trying a little bit, you know. Song of Legend Lost is like an orange, because there's orange on the cover. I just don't want it to be an ugly orange. Is that an ugly orange? No, that looks fine. Griffin King is, let's do this dark red. It's Monster of Mine. We're gonna do another red. Dance of Lies is like a blue. Lightfall is also blue. We're gonna do darker blue. Behind Five Willows, it's like a pinkish almost, like a grayish pink. Is that like a dusty? Agnes Obach has like purples in it. I like this one, like a dusty purple. River She Became is also blues. There's a lot of blues here. I'm gonna do it like a dusty green maybe. Arcane Inheritance is like really dark colors. Maybe even a purple would work, to be honest. Aisha also has like purple colors. So there we go. Okay. Woohoo! Here's I'm okay. Let me show you the wheel and we shall spin. Alright, there's the wheel. I'm trying to center you and also center myself. Using this thing called Director's View on my phone. So let me see. Is that better? I don't think that's better. I don't think that's better either. Okay, so roughly like that, right? Can I switch it to, can I make this bigger? Okay, I'll just leave it. So we have, let me show you all the books. Right, so we have Sargassa, Blood of the Levant, Breath of the Dragon, A Language of Dragons, Daughter of Chaos, Mother of Rome, Floating World, Song of Legends Lost, The Griffin King, This Monster of Mine, A Dance of Lies, Lightfall 2, Behind Five Willows, Agnes Obach, The River She Became, and Arcane Inheritance, and Aisha. Or Aisha. Aisha? I think it's Aisha. I think. Let me just turn on the brightness because this is ridiculous. I can't see anything. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sorry, it's a reference to a very niche Soviet cartoon. Why isn't it? What is going on? Okay. They're gonna have to deal with this awkward angle. Anyways, let's spin. I can't see it. Will I like this? Can you guys tell me what it is? Breath of the Dragon. Right, Breath of the Dragon is first. That doesn't have many pages. Doesn't it have how many pages? 390, so that shouldn't be too bad. 25% is 97 pages, 50% 195, 75% is 282. So this will be a little difficult to film beside Will of the Many, but I will try to film at those points. So Breath of the Dragon is our first book. Let me just write this in. Whoops. Okay, I'm back to normal mode filming. Breath of the Dragon by Fonda Lee and Shannon Lee. Very nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Let me just copy and paste those numbers, so to speak. Copy, paste. Very nice. Started, date, finish, and day. Woo! Okay, got the little page, so to speak, to start everything. There we are. I know it's not particularly fancy or anything. It's nothing fancy, to be honest. but I will get to it. So we'll start today. It is the 3rd, so December, oh good lord, 03, I'm Canadian, 12, I'm Canadian, not stress this enough, 2025, peace out. That is all I have for you today, and I will come back when I am 25% through Breath of the Dragon. Hello, I know, as I usually say, do not mind the hair, please ignore the hair. Okay, let me give you a little haul. Also, please excuse the mess that is my closet at the moment. I have to clean my room, so that's one of the things that I have to do to clean my room. Clean my desk, wipe all the surfaces, vacuum, throw out my garbage, wash the floors, maybe throw my laundry in. I don't know if I'm gonna throw my laundry in. Okay, let me give you a rundown of what I have gotten in the past couple of days. So I got this mug, right? And it has a stainless steel strainer. It has a cute lid. It has strawberries. Oh look, a strawberry. So it's so vintagey. I love it. I love it. It's so vintagey. There was like a winter flower one, but it was better. So I really like the frozen raspberry David's tea, and I can find it. I haven't been able to find it at the Sobeys the past couple of times that I've gone. So I got the Lake and Oak Raspberry Rose Hydrate, which smells exactly like the David's tea. So good. It smells so good. Okay, there's that. So I'm excited to try that a little later. Or maybe I'll just try it like in a little. So there's that. I got 2 books. I got The 7 Wonders of the Ancient World by Bethany Hughes. Excited to read this. It's fairly short. This is on my nonfiction TBR, so I want to get to this eventually. And then I got Song of Legends Lost by M.H. Ainde, or Ainde, I'm not too sure. This is one of the book club picks. This is a chonker, but look how big the font is. That's great. It has these sprayed edges. I'm not sure how I feel about these orange sprayed edges, and to be honest, they're not the best. Like, it's not like a solid color, you know? Because I think there's spots where it's like didn't go fully through. Anyways, so excited to get into this, as I've said a million times before, to anything that I've bought. I also got this really cool edition, Persian mythology. And it also includes like Ahura Mazda and stuff. So like the Zoroastrian stuff, which is really fun. It's great. Yeah, so fun stuff. Yeah, it has pretty cool drawings and stuff. Okay, whatever. Yes. You know, you have a cousin named Rustam. You have a cousin named Rustam. Oh, look, it says Rustam. Right here, Rustam.
Did he make it?
No. He was he you know, like Hercules and Theseus. Rustam is like the Persian version. Rustam is like the Persian version of like Hercules, because he had to go through a bunch of trials as well, and he's really, really strong. Like the strongest of all the Persian heroes. So you have a cousin named Rustam. Well, he's sort of a cousin. He has a sister named
Lisa?
Yeah. It's the other Alisa that we have. The other Alisa that we have in the family. You're not the only Alisa we have in the family.
Wow. Why? How is he sort of my cousin?
Well, he's not like Danaya, right? Because Danaya is your first cousin. She's your direct cousin because she's mom's sisters.
Daria.
Right? And Daria and Rahim. So they're your direct cousins. But Alis and Rustam they're Katya's brothers.
Wait, does she spell it the same way?
In Russian, yes. In English, I don't know.
In English, it's A-L-Y-S-S-A.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, that's Alyssa, okay? Not Alisa. And so Rustam and Alisa are Katya's brothers' grandchildren.
In school, they pronounce my way.
Okay. Skedaddle.
Addie's.
Skedaddle. Okay, skedaddle. Anyways, so that's what I got. Oh, my sister also got me this. Dawn of the Firebird by Miss Sarah, who I am friends with, and it's got these gorgeous sprayed edges. I'm so excited to read this and everything. Oh my god, this is the December book club pick, so I'm going to read it in December, obviously. Song of Legends Lost, I don't know if I'll get to it this year because we're literally less than a month out from 2026, but I'm gonna lock in next year, hopefully. I have so much planned next year. I think I'm gonna have to shift some things around, but so much planned for next year. Mentally, haven't written it down yet because if I write it down, I have to lock in, and if I write it down, I don't fully lock in and it doesn't end up happening, I feel very sad and I feel very stupid. So, yeah, I gotta lock in. Anyways, that's the update. I haven't read. I know this was supposed to be an update for like either Will of the Many or Breath of the Dragon. I have not read. And it's snowing. You guys want to see the snow? You guys are going to see the snow. That's it for this update. I will see you in the next one. Preferably with pages read. Or with a clean room. We'll see. Foul! Hello. So, doing some cleaning and I figured I would film a little bit of it. So I'm going to put you over here. I think this is the most optimal spot, sort of. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be cleaning bit by bit. I'm starting with the desk, so at one point I'll move you like over there, move you like over there so that you can see me cleaning the desk. I'm just gonna throw my garbage out. I'm gonna clean my shelves a little bit and stuff. I'll wipe it down, do the vacuuming, all that fun stuff. So yeah, it'll probably be it'll be a time lapse or whatever. So So I finished cleaning a majority of my room. I'm just gonna sit down, take a bit of a break, and then I have to just take the garbage out, sort of clear the floors a little bit so then I can vacuum and wash the floor. So we're making progress. We're making very good progress. I just have like a YouTube video in the background, and then I do have to take like 3 water bottles downstairs. Yikes! Yikes on bikes. I have no space. I need to probably purge my shelves again. Like, this is getting ridiculous. To purge my shelves again. Honestly, I literally purged my shelves not even that long ago. But anyways, as far as sort of surface level, like I wiped the surfaces, I sort of cleaned everything, put everything away and stuff, and I just need to, literally the last thing I need to do is vacuum and wash my floors. Literally it. That's it. Throw the garbage out, and that's like the basic things. I'm gonna take a little breather and then we'll get back to it. Hello. Welcome to the first update of this video where I don't tell you that I reached 25% of Breath of the Dragon, as I was supposed to tell you that I reached 25% of the dragon of Breath of the Dragon by Fonda and Shannon, but I instead tell you that I finished Breath of the Dragon by Fonda and Shannon, and I gave it 4 stars. I don't know what else to tell you. I truly do not. Do I have an excuse for this? No, I don't have an excuse, but I'm going to try and make one up. The reason why I didn't update you was I've been in a weird slump in terms of reading and Bookstagram and all that stuff, so I haven't been reading, and then I decided to put this vlog onto myself as a thing, and like I just want you guys to know that the only incentive I have is figuring out whether or not I actually like the books that I'm reading and stuff. So yeah, whatever. The goal was supposedly 98 pages per day according to the that I used. Took me, so I started this on the 3rd of December, finished it on the, so it took me 5 days, but that's because I didn't read for like 2 days in a row, hence the feeling of being very meh about reading. So I ended up deleting my Instagram app, which, that's fun, because again, I felt meh about Instagram, about the state of book talk and Bookstagram and Booktube and everything. And honestly, I was just ready to delete everything on my channel, but then I decided I'm not going to delete everything on my channel because mama didn't raise no critter. And I genuinely enjoy making content. Like, this is something that brings me joy, as grueling as it is sometimes and as frustrating as it is, because I am really, you guys don't understand, but I am like, creators are truly at the, are victims of the algorithm. Like, we truly are victims of the algorithm. Sorry, I'm being very distracted. Alrighty, so I finished, what did I finish? I finished Breath of the Dragon, and I did a whole thing. I finished it. How am I going to highlight that I finished it? I'm going to highlight it in purple. I think I'm going to highlight it in purple so that I'm done. So I finished this. So what is Breath of the Dragon about, so to speak, you ask? The Breath of the Dragon is about our 16-year-old protagonist, June, who is actually a twin. And in this world they live, there is a east side and a west side. So June originally lives in the east with his mom, his dad, and his twin brother, Sai. And in this world, you have the breath marked, meaning that there are some people with unique abilities, and these abilities manifest by them, the person having dragon scales on them, whether it's on their head or on their eyes, on their chest, like neck area, on their hands, whatever. And these breath marked are, in the East at least, they are taken to this school where they are trained to be aspects, where they are trained to be martial artists. In the East also, martial arts is outlawed except for those that are aspects. So if you are not an aspect and you're caught training as a martial artist, you're kaput. So these two aspects come into June's home, and Sai is breath marked, and June never having been away from his twin brother, because they're so like in every aspect, in every way except for this breath marked ability. And June is incredibly skilled with martial arts. His dad taught him martial arts, so he was like 6 years old, right? In an attempt to sort of show his own skills off, he's like, look what I can do. And he showed the aspects that came to take his brother that he can also do martial arts. And again, this is forbidden. So they're like, oh, you're not allowed to do that. And instead of, putting them to death, one of the aspects is like, you know what? we're going to send you to the other side of the wall, right? We're going to send you to the west. And then in 5 years, you can reunite with your family. And they're like, okay, cool. And June has sort of always had this guilt. And so they are now in the west. It follows solely June. We do not see Sai. We do not see his twin brother. It follows only June. And so we follow June as he lives in the west, on the western side of the wall, the Snake Wall, which I believe is akin to the Great Wall of China, the way that it's described at least. And so we follow him, and there is a grand tournament that happens every years, ? And June wants to showcase his martial arts skill and go and win this tournament and be the guardian of the Scroll of Heaven, I believe it was. So there are 2 scrolls, and one is the Scroll of Heaven, the other is the Scroll of Earth, and together you are supposed to use these scrolls to obtain like the highest of wisdom, essentially, right? So he wants to be the guardian of this scroll, and he stows away in the back of a wagon of the blind flutist Chang and his daughter Ren. And throughout this journey to the capital where the martial arts tournament for this guardian position is taking place, he is trained by this blind flutist, and he realizes that there is much more than just winning this tournament and getting all the glory and everything of being a guardian, because being a guardian means you are literally like you're incredibly revered, you're incredibly loved, essentially, and because you're like, it's such a hard position to get that the person that gets it is immediately like idolized, basically. And you are also an incredibly high authority, and you're the only one that is not required to go through the regular legal loophole, so to speak, to speak to the emperor. So you can literally like request an audience with the emperor, and it'll come much faster than those who would come from like distant villages and request an audience with the emperor. That might take months or years, right? So you would be very high up, you would have your own place to live and all that stuff, and you would also be separate from the emperor and his guards and like the guards. So you would have your own authority in a sense, and you could also utilize your voice for good and change, the opinion of the emperor and change things that are happening in the empire because you fought for this position, essentially. You labored for this position. So June wants to go into this tournament, and he has to gather money, and things happen along the way and all that. And this was a really fun read in the sense that it was nostalgic, and I just love Fonda writing so much. And that plus bringing the daughter of the Bruce Lee into this really brings the martial arts fight aspect to life. Like, I could picture it so clearly. For those that know Mila lore time, I did Taekwondo for some time, and we got up to a green belt, and we were supposed to take our blue belt test, but we moved before we managed to do that. So unfortunately, I am stuck as a green belt, which is a bummer. But I wasn't bad at it, to be honest. And more lore, my father is a third degree black belt, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he's a third degree black belt. So yeah, so that is that. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was really fun. I think if I was a teen when this came out, if this came out while I was doing Taekwondo, I would have eaten it up so much more. Like, I would have enjoyed it much more. But seeing as I am a little out of practice of Taekwondo and martial arts in general, and just that I'm older, I remember being 16 and stupid, so it's just that's part of why it didn't get a full 5 stars. I would have loved this as a child, as a teen myself. I would have loved it. But yeah, so that is my sort of rambly review of Breath of the Dragon. I'm really impressed with what they did. I am quite excited for the second book. I don't think I'm gonna read it like right away, right? Because I tend to not really do that with sequels. But yeah, this wasn't particularly life-altering, right? But it was very fun. So, with that being said, after that very rambling moment, we are going to pick our second thing. I have to delete this one. There we go. Alrighty, so we've got all these books once again that I have to read from, and I'm pretty impressed with myself that I managed to read it so quickly, to be honest, because I started it on the 3rd, and then I stopped reading for 2 days, and then I restarted it yesterday, and I read like a majority of it today. So yeah, that's what happens when you delete Instagram, I guess, because you feel bleh about it. Alrighty, so our options are, oh, I can check that off. Gasa, Blood of the Levant, A Language of Dragons, Daughter of Chaos, Mother of Rome, Floating World, Song of Legends Lost, which I now have a physical copy of. The Griffin King, which I also have a physical copy of. This Monster of Mine, A Dance of Light, Dawn of the Firebird, I have a physical copy of it. Lightfall 2, Freerun Volume 2, Spike's Family Volume 2, Behind Five Willows, Agnes Obert's Mystical Cat's Shelter, The River She Became, An Arcane Inheritance, and Haicha. I don't remember if I got Spike's Family Volume 2, which is not the end of the world. So if I don't think I added Spike's Family Volume 2, but that's okay. I am going to add, though, I'm going to add Freeman Volume 2, and I'm going to add Lightfall Volume 2, and I'm going to add Family. Alrighty, I'm just going to change the colors here to make it nicer, I guess. Pink, a lighter pink, there we go. And then this is a really ugly yellow, there we go. Do that. Hello, future Mila interjecting once again. That is the end of the first episode of catching up on my reading goal, all that fun stuff. Yippity-doo, yippity-ya, yay. I gave Breath of the Dragon 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. That's the little spiel I have at the end, so to speak. And I'm not going to tell you what the next books are, but if you follow me on my Instagram, you will know. So follow me on my Instagram, please. I will have the second episode hopefully up soon. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below. Follow me on all my socials, and I will see you in the next one. Happy reading!